What's better than waking up 4:30 a.m. on a freezing cold morning only to find out that your trailer brakes are frozen shut and you can't break them loose just by a little friction. I've seen guys drag trailers around the buildings trying to get them to break loose, just like this guy in this video here. He's doing everything he can to break it loose, but it's not going to break loose. It's frozen. He's going to have to get out and do some work. Now I don't know whether this guy swaps out trailers, dropping hooks, but if you keep your own trailer all the time, this kind of thing should never happen to you. So I'm going to give you some tips now on what you can do to keep that from happening, and then after it happens, what you can do to break it loose, break it free, if it's already happened to you. First tip for winter driving is the Gland Hands. Gland Hands. Take these off, and you need to do this well before it freezes or gets cold. You need to make sure there's no water in your airline system. What I normally do to prepare for this, I climb up on the catwalk here, take the airlines off, and pour them full of rubbing alcohol, just plain rubbing alcohol. Now, rubbing alcohol will freeze, but it has to get down to about 100 below zero before it will freeze. Now, I've seen people drag trailers all over a parking lot trying to get them to break free, snatching and jerking on it, trying to do anything they can to break it free without doing a whole lot of work. And if you'll notice this transmission of this drive shaft here, it looks heavy duty enough. You hear that thing is hollow. It's not as heavy duty as they should be, I guess. When you have a 600 horse or anywhere from 4 to 600 horse engine pulling an 80,000 pound load with the wheels froze, that drive shaft will snap off. Okay, now we're under the trailer. Right here is a pitcock valve. You can also drain your trailer tank. When you're doing your maintenance, make sure that all the water is drained out of this tank also. Especially if you share trailers with other people, you don't know whether they keep the maintenance up on them or not. And that's what your brakes look like when they're released. There's the brake pad not touching the drum. These brakes aren't hooked up, but this rusty part here is the part that you're going to have to come back. If you're froze up, you're going to come back and with your hammer climb up under the truck, as bad as it sucks, and tap on that and see if you can get that brake to pop loose, and maybe tap on the brake a little bit. You don't want to break anything. Don't get frustrated and start swinging like crazy, but see if you can get it to break loose. And if that won't do it, or maybe if just one wheel is broke or frozen, because a lot of times just the airlines, like here, these airlines will freeze up. That's all it takes. Or it could be the brake shoes froze, because if you've noticed, people when they pull into a trailer or into a parking lot, they'll keep their cab out of the slush and the snowy mush, but they'll drag the trailer right through it. Wash these back wheels in frozen cold water and then park for several hours. It could freeze those brakes together, especially if it's not hot enough to keep it warmed up. The tire's been off the rim, but anyway, that's the kind of things you're going to have to look for. And there's your slack adjuster. You may have to back that off to see. That's anything from a 9/16 to a 7/16 wrench. Back that up. But it's better to do this than it is to break something more and end up having to spend a day shut down because of that. And sometimes there's something you can do if you pull into a parking space and you think you may have soaked your brake pads real good and they're going to freeze when you lock it down. I have just leave it not locked down, just lock down the cab portion, the truck part, lock the brakes down on that, and just leave the trailer brakes open. That way they won't freeze, you know, shut. So you can try it any way you want to. And why the crazy glasses? I just want to see if anybody's still watching. TacBishop, and I'm out.